lose all sense of reality and enter another world. Remember, do not underestimate the power of PlayStation.
It's bringing me back.
Those were the days.
Yeah.
Another game you saw, Marty. And this is another one. Not the same one, but whatever. We have a lot of wands.
Oh, Metal Gear Solid 2.
More than one.
Ah, well, I knew it was in there somewhere. Beyond!
Beyond.
Hi, Greg Collin in the ever-rotating third chair. I got a question, and I hope you can help me. I am excited about the Order 1886. It looks like one hell of a game. But as every convention that has passed, counting PAX, more and more people keep saying that it just looks... Yep, people keep saying that it just looks. And when it comes to gameplay, it's disappointing. Colin has played it. Should I be worried about it? Marty has played it. Should I cancel my premium edition or give it time and don't worry about it? Thanks and take care. Beyond.
B1.
B1! Marty, you played it at PAX.
I did. So this
a whole
is
bunch
the
of other
same,
people did
they've
too.
been, it's the same demo they've had since E3. It's a very short section where you get into a quick firefight. You got to do a little puzzle that's not really a puzzle, and then you get into another firefight, and it's over. The game is undeniably gorgeous. The presentation's incredible. I love how the game looks. I love the world, this sort of neo-Victorian melding with a little bit of technology.
That
monsters, black water. Everything about that's great. It's just I have not enjoyed my time with the game. I don't feel like the guns don't feel great. The cover system seems still be a step below Gears of War. I didn't feel like the enemies had a sense of self-preservation. These are things I feel like the camera's a little bit too close to your character. Again, these are things. If this is a pre-E3 build, that's a game that's almost a year from release. But I want to see more of this game. I want to see. They keep saying, "Well, this is just a single build. This is just this." I'm like, "Well, show me, prove to me then that the game is more than this."
Yeah.
And I'm really hoping. I wouldn't. I mean, if you have it pre-ordered, I would wait because you can cancel a pre-order at the 25th hour, right?
Yeah.
So I would wait until undeniably we're going to be able to play longer, bigger,
sure,
more up-to-date sections of the game. So yeah, I mean, as of right now, I'm not 100% sold on it.
Colin, how do you feel? You were like our first taste of it. You were the tip of the sword.
Yeah, I came back and told everyone that game, there's something off about that game, and no one, a lot of people didn't want to hear it. And I think that the longer it's gone on, people have started to play it and see more of it. And when that footage leak that we saw in January, people were like, "We were right. The game doesn't run well." And the game's been cleaned up. When I saw it last time at E3, I actually wrote a pretty glowing preview because I like the more asymmetric warfare between the werewolf creatures and your character.
I wanted to see that stuff. That stuff sounded cool.
It is cool, just in the sense that in that particular scene at E3, you're not trying to fight. You're actually just trying to get away.
Yeah.
And I thought that was kind of cool because your guys can't, even though they're actually kind of like supernatural themselves, they can't fight all these guys. But and I haven't played the game. So I was always hands off with the game. So when I saw it in January, no one played it, and then when I saw it at E3, I'm not considered a judge, so I couldn't play the game at E3. So they played it for me. So I don't have any remarks on the mechanics, but what I see is a game that looks beautiful, that runs a lot better than it used to, that has, like you said, amazing atmosphere, a really interesting story. The guys that are making the game and wrote the game have a really keen eye in history, and you can tell. They nail all of that stuff, and aesthetically they nail. When I saw it at Gamescom last year, they went into the engine and how the minutia of everything that makes the game run. I have no doubt that the game is going to look beautiful.
Yeah.
But when I see it being played in the more shootery aspects, it is Gears of War, and it's just a cover-based shooter. How it feels, I don't know.
Yeah.
What it looks like to me is something that you didn't expect in a bad way, that you expected a game like this to kind of differentiate itself.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of some people's hang up on it. That said, my mind's totally open. I'm excited about it. I think Ready at Dawn's really talented. And they've been working on this game for a long time. And things sometimes come together at the last minute. Naughty Dog always talks about that with The Last of Us.
Yeah.
That they were, without that delay, that month or 6 weeks they got to work on it, the game wouldn't have been as good as it was. And so, who knows? I'm glad they got the time they needed. Remember, this game was supposed to come out in a month.
Yeah.
And they got the time they needed to wholly polish it and fix it up. So I'm confident that it's going to be good. But I don't have much more to say on it than that, because you and a lot of other people have had complaints about the way it plays.
Yeah, the last at Gamescom and at PAX, the three big games that Sony was showcasing were The Order, Bloodborne, and Until Dawn. And to me, Until Dawn and Bloodborne were quite a bit above
Interesting.
above the Order.
Yeah, I played Until Dawn. I played Bloodborne. Love both those.
Yeah.
Both those games. Until Dawn more. Bloodborne is like it's in a setting now where I think I'm gonna be more into it than when it was Knights and stuff. Order I've only seen, and I remember reading Colin's stuff, seeing the footage that got leaked or whatever. And then when I did the demos at at E3 when I was doing the live show, and they showed, I saw on the stage obviously the werewolf part. I was like, that looks awesome. And then when they came and played it, and it was the part Colin had seen, but it was running flawlessly, I was like, awesome, this is on track.
Yeah.
And I like Ready at Dawn. The God of War games are great. So like now I'm to this point of like I'm with Colin. I think they'll turn it around. I think it'll be a good game. I think they'll fix it. But especially if it's it strikes me as it's the same thing with Minecraft Vita, right? Like I'm sure this build is old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's I mean, I want to see what the new build is like.
Yeah.
What does this game ever let you go off the rails?
Sure.
The more puzzling aspect of the game to me is the way it's been shown. That when I said even when the game was revealed, like they showed the game really early, and it's not unreasonable to see a game a year out, but you expect it to run better. It's like I just don't feel like they put a good face forward every time they've shown it, except for maybe at E3. Like when they showed it at Gamescom when I was there last year, they didn't show the game at all.
Yeah.
They were talking about tech demo, and people were frustrated. Like, we want to see the game.
Yeah.
When we saw it at E3 that year before Gamescom, they didn't show the game at all, and I had to spend most of my interview time asking, like, is it a third-person shooter? Is it a first-person shooter? How does it feel like? What are your influences? And time's up. And it's like, you could have just showed this to me.
Yeah.
Then when we saw the game properly in January, February, earlier this year, again, the game wasn't running well at all. It was very unimpressive, to me. And some people didn't agree. Then we saw it at E3, and things started to seem to kind of go in a good trajectory where they were starting to learn, Sony and Ready at Dawn were starting to learn what people were looking for and how they should present the game. And it seems like, I don't know if they took a step backwards at PAX or not. I wasn't there.
I mean, they didn't show any of the werewolf stuff, so it was all the
in the streets, in the alley.
Yep.
So I don't know. I'm interested to see more of the game as well. It's a game that I'm very excited about.
Yeah.
I just hope it turns out well, because my disappointment was not even from the way it ran, because they have time to fix that. It's not even from the gunplay, because they got time to fix that, even though I never, I know you had some problems with the gunplay. But more in the fact that like when I saw them playing the game, I was like, like it looks so special, and I want it to be more than a third-person shooter. So hopefully, that's what we get.
Okay. Thanks, Juan, for your question.
Thanks, Juan.
Users lose all sense of reality and enter another world. Remember, do not underestimate the power of PlayStation.